Hello, I'm Mark,
I'm Casey.
And I'm Patrick.
and today we're going to talk about tariffs and Tesla. But first, we're
1738.
going to roll that title card.
You're watching the Tesla Life Express Edition.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. We wanted to talk about the elephant in the room. This, of course, is talk about Trump and tariffs and what's been going on lately. I'm in Canada, so we know all about the tariff game. It's ongoing, it's crazy, and it's not fair, but it is reality at this point.
So that means it's costing 25% more to watch this video right now?
Exactly. Exactly.
They traded our video for some power.
So, we've got this tariff thing going on. And of course, a lot of the automakers immediately bellyached about the tariff to the White House, stating that, what are you trying to do? Our costs are going to go up. That means we're pushing the vehicle cost higher to compensate for tariffs that are hitting parts that are crossing back and forth across the border. And in this integrated auto system that we have here in North America, and you're going to hit the consumer with a product that's going to cost them 10, 20, 15% extra just because of these tariffs that are going to be hitting multiple parts as these vehicles are being produced, then shipped, then sold. So the White House backed down from the tariff almost immediately after that. And it's been put on a waiting thing where it's, okay, we're waiting for 30 days. We're going to do it again next month. So all this is going on. But what's interesting is that those were the legacy automakers that got a hold of the White House. We just found out recently with this article that we will post below if you'd like to read it, with a notification that Tesla has reached out to the White House as well. And they're indicating what tariffs will do to automotive sales as it relates to Tesla itself. And this particular letter that was sent to the White House was unsigned by anyone specific at Tesla.
Somebody didn't want to lose their job. I mean,
that very well could be the case. That's where we have some speculation. Casey, what do you think about an unsigned letter? Is that just protecting someone's job, or is this a strategic move in some way?
That can be taken a couple different ways, actually. So, are the execs of the company protecting their jobs by not letting Musk know who sent the letter? That's a wise move and interpretation. Is Musk protecting his extracurricular jobs by not signing it in front of his new friend there, who is known to have Musk-level temple tantrums, but probably even he's got more experience at it, so maybe even bigger.
That's a good way to put it.
Yes, and so, or was it both? They didn't tell him he was sending it. He found out it was coming, and he didn't sign it, and it ended up on the desk.
Yeah. Can you? We can't afford a stamp. Can you just drop this off on your friend's desk tomorrow when he's not looking?
Definitely won't get a stamp, because the only way to catch Musk by surprise on that would be to have done it like that, and then also by the time he sees it, but also not he doesn't want to sign it either. So
yeah.
It wouldn't be that hard to print some Tesla letterhead. This could just be some Tesla shareholder who's concerned and made it look official.
That's possible.
True. Could be Ross Gerber that sent this in.
It could be.
Someone is trolling. Yes. We figured it out. That's the real answer.
Yeah. So this is definitely going to affect the company. All their factories are export hubs, but Shanghai is the biggest of export hub. But with that, our friends up in Mark's area, they're not going to take Chinese cars because there's 100% tariff on them, and it's much more logistically friendly and fuel efficient to get some American cars. But 25% extra, so you can pull in the German cars, but there's a dual citizen up there that happens to be the front man for the company, and his countrymen are making this guy's life really hard, despite him being a Canadian citizen. So will Germany be a valid loophole for a company that's owned in part by this guy? We saw that they lost a couple of Starlink contracts, and this will be interesting.
Yeah, it is a different thing, and I will say that the reason there's 100% tariff on Chinese cars,
Because we asked you to.
we're following along with the North American plan.
Yeah.
U.S. had the 100% on them, and it said in order for the market to stay strong, those involved in the free trade agreement in North America should all do it, and we did it. So guess
And
what?
then he got stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
Patrick, what do you think about this?
So I started looking at what percentage of Tesla parts are made in North America. And actually, I was trying to find US, but what I found was that they just lump it together as North America.
Free trade agreement.
Right. So when there was a North American Free Trade Agreement, or whatever it's called, post 2016, yeah. So the most North American made vehicle is the Model 3 long range, all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive at 75%. And then if you go down the list, there are like the Sierra EV is only 36%, and the F-150 Lightning is 29%. So all vehicle makers are going to be hit by this. And then if we can't even figure out which parts are from the U.S. and which are from Canada, that's really going to drastically change things. All of a sudden, you're not going to be able to lump these together.
Mm.
I was watching something that showed pistons and how they went raw materials from Canada, refined in Canada, made into pistons in Mexico, assembled into engines in Michigan or whatever. And how so this stuff is going across the border multiple times.
Yeah.
And if there's tariffs on both sides, every time it has to cross, this is just a horrible idea. This is what I've heard it referred to as the stupidest trade war that was ever started, and it sure seems like that is holding true.
Yeah, and then it gets even more complicated than that. Stepping out of the I guess this isn't stepping out of the cars, because some of these cars still have wood in them. The wood that we build our houses with, the kind that builders are trained with, engineered to, and that they like for the price and everything, is from Canada. And folks are like, oh, well, we've got trees here in the States. We do, but now you've got to re-engineer everything and test it and make sure it does what you want. And you might have to, the substitute might not be a one-for-one. And we have wood in the car, so that works. But there are other items like this that are that way, like the nickel, for instance. Canada has a lot of nickel, and we need that.
Yeah, it's interesting that Donald had claimed that this was the stupidest trade deal America had ever signed, and he can't believe that they did sign it. Now, what's really weird is that 8 years ago, Donald Trump was the one that actually made the trade deal, reorganized NAFTA into the USMCA. And
the biggest, the boldest, the most beautiful.
And he's the one that did it. So I watched this on television about him complaining about a trade agreement, and that tariffs are required because the trade agreement was so bad. Well, if it was so bad, why did you bargain to do it and sign it? It's mind blowing. I don't know if people realize that 8 years ago he actually did it. He broke this trade deal. He sat down with our prime minister and the president of Mexico, and they signed it in a ceremony. And then he claimed it was the best deal America had ever signed. Yeah. So
I'm wondering, maybe he's got a split personality. Remember, he spoke to the president of the Virgin Islands or the president of Puerto Rico, whichever he said it was, after the hurricane. And so you had a conversation in the mirror, sir. Maybe that president was the biggest, boldest, beautiful, and this one is like, no, this is just dog turds.
Well, back to the article. It is good that Tesla, as a company, has submitted that yes, these tariffs are going to impact us, and they're going to impact us negatively because of these reasons. not signing it, I understand why someone's not signing it. If it's Musk directly, or if it's somebody not wanting to be fired by Musk, I get it in both directions. I see that, but at least they're adding their voice to the already popular voice that this is going to really affect the auto industry and consumers that are buying vehicles. So at least that was done. I would hope that more get on board with this and start talking to the representatives about, like the governor of Kentucky, how he is complaining openly and often about how this is affecting their businesses and their employees. And we just have to hope that saner minds come together and actually work through this, so we're not all forced to be paying these inflated tariffs and eventually drive up the cost of inflation for us all.
Yeah, they've got two primary effects in that. You've got the incoming parts and sales tariffs, the outgoing product, and then they've got the knock-on effects of that. If people don't have any discretionary income left, then they're not buying cars. That's one of the first things we cut is cars. As the second largest purchase in our lives, we cut the cars before anything else.
Yeah. So let's hope that saner minds come together and actually fix this and fix it soon. But we're in the middle of it now. We're living it, and obviously we will all find out together if that does happen or does not happen. But here's hoping it'll be the first. With that, let's go to some shoutouts. Casey, what do you got for us?
Catch us live in 2 days at the Tesla Life Live on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. right here, same time, same place. Assuming that you're watching this live now, if it goes up. If you're watching it later, Wednesdays at 7, all of our live shows.
That's right. That's right. And be in the chat room for us. Patrick.
As always, I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org, and I blog occasionally at cardswithcords.net, where I write about my future free from fossil fuels.
Perfect. Also, join us on X in between shows at the Tesla Life. You can find us at that handle, and we'll get together next time, and together we'll find out what's happening in the Tesla Life.
Whoa, lasers.
Casey Rave.